Hey, you're on Drinking with O, the show that's a conversation at a bar. Today we're at Bitters Bar and Food with owner Erika Rode. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to, first of all, when you brought these out, this is maybe the fanciest glass I've ever drank out of.
I like that.
Yeah, and tell me, so what are we having?
So this is the Bitter Old and Fashionable.
Bitter Old and Fashionable.
Yeah.
It looks like a little bit of an old fashioned, but you guys do a little something different?
Yeah, it's our take.
Okay.
So we typically focus on classic cocktails, but we do our twist on cocktails.
Okay, so what's your twist on the old fashioned?
Old fashioned, so typically, we replace the sugar content that you use in an old fashioned, and we do a really outstanding hazelnut liqueur. And then we, instead of using regular Angostura bitters, we do a chocolate bitter. So it gives the old fashioned like a velvety type of silky characteristic, and just a little bit easier to have a few.
Yeah. Oh, well, I like that because I'm in the game to have a few.
There you go.
All right, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh wow, totally. Yeah, I get old fashioned, but totally different drink, but really reminiscent of that.
Right.
And I actually had an old fashioned last night.
You did?
Yeah, I did. And it's classic old fashioned at like a steakhouse, and it was good. But I can tell you, I feel like you have one, and then you have another here, you have another there. This is something different, and I really like this.
Good.
I'm really into this.
I'm glad you like it.
And I can taste the hazelnut, and it does have kind of. I'm trying as I do more of these episodes to get more of a kind of a feel for real drink talk, because before I'm like, oh wow, this is good, this is bad, that's it. So now I'm like, yeah, velvety mouthfeel I'm getting, So is that appropriate?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect.
Velvety mouthfeel for sure.
Yeah.
That's good, but all you really need to know is if it's good or if you like it.
True. I guess that's true at the end of the day. So how long have you guys been in this location? It looks new. Did you move from anywhere, or this is the first spot?
This is the first spot, first concept. We have been open since October.
Oh, okay. So you guys are pretty new spot. Yeah.
Know,
Celebrating your 6th month coming up.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you guys been open, and this plaza, has it been here?
So the Sky Song Plaza has been here for quite a while. This has been dirt though, that prior to the building coming in. So this actual structure, the 4 walls, I guess you could say, finished about April of last year.
Okay. And it's a pretty big unit, or pretty big, I guess, building. How many units are housed in here?
So there are 4 total. I was the first in this spot, and there will be 4 at the end of the completion. So right now we only have 2 tenants, myself and Next Door.
Okay, and Next Door is more of like a food place.
Yeah, it's New York Bagels and Bialys.
Okay, cool.
Breakfast and lunch spot. They focus on making really good bagels.
Okay, well that works out nice. I feel like that's a good complimentary thing that people just get used to coming to the plaza. Maybe for breakfast, it looked pretty packed when we came up, and then lunch, you guys are opening, and then they can get a drink, and then there's still something to do around here for dinner.
That's right.
Because you guys also do food.
Yeah, we do outstanding food.
Yeah.
All from scratch.
Okay, so you guys have been here for about 6 months.
Yes.
And you were the first one in. Were you waiting? Was it the right time, right place, or were you waiting and you knew you wanted something here and you were looking for the right the right building to put your spot in?
Great questions. So I actually pursued this business in this location in a different part of Arizona, different part of the valley. I was looking at Gilbert, actually, and that fell through, which led me to a path of trying to find the right spot for this concept. So it was kind of both of what you said. It was right place, right time. And also, they were in need of local business owners and diverse concepts for this place, and it just ended up working out. It fell into place. I was the first tenant, and I was actually the first tenant for about 3 months prior to Next Door. Yeah.
Were you nervous that maybe this building wasn't going to take off before before your second neighbor kind of came in?
Yeah, I mean that's always a fear when you find. For me, this was a spot that I knew I was going to be one of the first. There's a ton of development going on around us, and I see the vision for the future. But whenever you're the first and you're kind of you break ground, it can be a little nerve-wracking when there's still spaces that aren't filled. But I definitely have faith in this area. I have faith in the project and the vision behind giving something to South Scottsdale.
Yeah. Well, I think it's an area that was served really well for a long time with that Papago Plaza right across, and now everything's kind of getting a facelift. And I think that it's better to get in sooner than later, where maybe you'd have to settle for a real small space at a place that you didn't really want to be at. But here it kind of seems like prime real estate. I mean, this place is huge. Like, it's a nice space, plenty of room. It's not like, I mean, you go to some places, I mean, a lot of bars I even like, but you can tell that they owned a space and they kind of built out a little, but it's just like a hallway bar, which is great. But to be able to have all the room to do all the stuff you want, I think you have to get in early, or else you're not going to be able to do it.
That was my favorite part about this space, is I literally got it with dirt floors. So I got, a structure of steel pretty much in these ceilings that you see, and I got it as dirt. So I was literally given a blank canvas to be able to do what I wanted. So
how much of a hand did you have in? Because the architecture here is certainly, it's evident. It's not like it just someone came in and built it like they built a Walgreens or whatever, and then you come in. It's all very kind of specialty, and it's super pretty. Did you have a hand in that, or were you kind of just on the sidelines?
I had both hands in, fully. So I actually, when I developed this business, I drew everything on literally an 8x11 graph paper.
Oh, really?
And I designed everything I saw and I envisioned for bidders.
Yeah.
And I passed that over to a talented architect and someone that is a friend and really helped me through the process. And he took what I envisioned and he put it into whatever architects do.
Yeah.
Put it into their little squares and circles and all that, and came up with this. And I was then given the opportunity to literally every single fixture and finish. I had the opportunity to choose.
Yeah.
That was neat.
How close is this to your original vision? Is it just exactly? I mean, it doesn't look like it was drawn on graph paper. It looks pretty, pretty snazzy. Everything looks tidy, neat, in place. But is this kind of what you were picturing in your mind's eye?
I definitely would never call myself an interior decorator, but I have a talent for seeing through a customer's perspective and a customer's eye, and I think it came out about 90% of really what I wanted. Yeah. So.
And I mean, you guys have so much natural light. That's huge too. And it's nice because you have all these kind of like that tungsten bulb look of like all the other lighting, which I really like, because then at night it gives it a nice ambiance. But then during the day, I always found it weird, like you go into a movie theater and you come out and it's like, fuck, it's so bright. And sometimes when you go to a bar and it's like that, I'm like, oh, it's daytime, I forgot. I don't want to feel like I'm in a casino that I don't know what time it is.
Right.
Yeah, so no, this is, and it's the view is pretty open. And I think that, and maybe there will be some more development over there, but it's not like you're butted up against the back of another building or an alleyway or something.
That's right.
I think it's a really cool view.
The sunsets are beautiful.
Yeah, I bet.
You can sit here and have a nice cocktail and enjoy like really beautiful scenery. So and you got Camelback Mountain over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right above the top. So you hit it spot on. I really try to create a really nice ambiance and feel for our customers. Cool.
So 6 months in.
Yes.
Was it kind of wrought with problems, or was it smooth sailing?
So I've done a lot of business development in my past, and I've done a lot of for corporations, for small businesses. Yeah. And whenever you get into a business on your own, even with partners, it's never smooth sailing. And so, taking this on my own. 100%.
Yeah, because you don't have any partners. You came in and did this.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
all me.
That's awesome.
So it was a huge challenge. I definitely came in with a lot of previous knowledge and was able to make strong decisions, business speaking, but every turn there was something that I didn't know or that I had to find the answer to. But the process is all about resilience, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I think you're faced with obstacles all the time whenever you come into a business. I mean, whether it's the city being tough through an approval process.
Yeah, those inspections can be brutal.
Truly brutal. Whether it's, I mean, you run into everything. Your timeline issues, budget issues, all that good stuff. Yeah. So then the key to opening a business is, I think, all about resilience. And you see how strong we really are. So
plugging away. Well, I mean, it's a testament that 6 months is not nothing, because a lot of these places, I feel like they would fail in the development stage. You know what I mean? That the bar's half built and they're like, you know what, it's out of control already. We're done. So I feel like 6 months, like, it seems to me like a lot of the legwork's done. And does it feel like that from your point of view? Are you looking at the next couple of years as like, here we go, full steam ahead?
Absolutely, yeah. I think for most startup businesses, I mean, the average failure rate is within the 6 months to a year. So I think, I feel strong. I think we're chugging along. We're controlling operating expenses. I have a great team in place. And the community, I think, is really getting behind what we're doing here. So I think, my vision is alive and kicking, and I think over the next year to 2 years, there's going to be tremendous growth in this area, and we're going to really kick ass.
So what do you see for your bar looking out maybe the next 5 years?
Great question. So I definitely see more concepts. So I am definitely looking at growing bitters and the concept. Not necessarily a duplicate, because I think cookie cutters are a little old-fashioned.
I agree.
But I would love to promote more concepts around the valley, because I think we're, as a culture in Arizona, as a community in Arizona, we're just starting to climb the curve of the peak and the trend of craft cocktails. We have some phenomenal spots in Arizona already, and I think bringing that type of concept to other locations in the valley is still needed. There's some communities, I think, that are a little oversaturated already, but otherwise there's still a ton of opportunity. And I think bringing something to my customer in the valley that gives great cocktails, great food, an elevated bar experience to a typical consumer around the valley. That's what I see. So within the next 2 years, I see us growing to at least 2 additional concepts. So about one each year.
That's awesome. And I feel like I don't know, but that seems really like impressively aggressive. Is that typical are people just knocking them out like that?
I think
it seems like you guys did a home run here, but that's got to be a lot of work. Are you ready to jump back into another one?
I don't know. I'm always ready for a challenge. So that's the good thing. I love to build things. I love to, literally and figuratively, I like to build things. I think that's my strong suit is finding a need in a community and building something to meet those needs. So I'm cautiously optimistic, I guess I should say.
I think that's a good spot to be, though. It's like to be arrogantly optimistic, like, let's just do another one every couple months. Let's open it, but cautiously optimistic is good.
I think a lot of, you see this with restaurants. I've seen it numerous times, is that some people rush into the second concept and then they get overwhelmed with running both options. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're all good. All good. We got guests coming in. All good. Well, it'd be a good break for us to
do
get
the
into
next
the second
cocktail.
drink. All right, so now we made our drinks. We made the bitter fruit, right? Bitter fruit.
That's
and
right.
Let's see. Cheers. Let's cheers to this. I don't know if I would say that I probably made it incorrectly, and even with my mishaps, this is a delicious drink.
Good.
It's super good.
And you actually did really well.
Yeah, I think. Well, I got nervous on the one of the bottles. It just I don't know. I don't want to spill in the well, because I remember when I was working at a restaurant, I spilled something in the well, and it was like, you might as well just walk out. People are like, oh, now we got to drain and I get it. So it's like my number one restaurant fear.
You did very well.
Thank you.
You prematurely scored it over there, but
I did.
otherwise
You know what? It's a problem that I live with. I live with every day. It's my life, and it's just something I got to deal with. But and I like that it's what you said, almond milk, right?
Yeah,
is in there. That's super good because it tastes like a really creamy drink.
Good.
So I would imagine that
it's awesome for people that literally the reason why I did this is I find that a lot of customers go to a bar and they have to stay away totally from cream drinks. I don't want that. Might as well replace it with a delicious almond milk.
Totally.
It's all.
I mean, I can't imagine that it's like, oh, I wish it was regular or something. Like, no, it tastes perfect. So you talked a lot about how, This is your first bar endeavor or no?
So this is my first solo project.
Oh, okay.
So I've actually developed some business plans and helped some smaller businesses across the country, mostly focused in Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, really?
And spots in Washington.
Did you used to live there or something?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
very
I did
cool.
7 years in Washington. Was my home for a little stint. So it was neat. It really pulled a lot of the inspiration for this place too.
Yeah,
so,
very cool.
Yeah.
And so you talked about you want to, from what seems to me a really awesomely aggressive plan to expand into other, not like a franchise this bar out, just to make other cool locations that maybe serve other things. Are you looking in the Scottsdale area?
Not in the Scottsdale area. I would focus mostly on expanding neighborhoods and new communities.
Okay.
There's some parts in Phoenix that could use some cool spots. There's some growth that's happening out in Chandler that really doesn't have, this type of concept. Gilbert, still not downtown Gilbert, but parts of Gilbert community. So there's some locations that I'm interested in.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that, and you obviously have a passion for the mixology aspect of this, crafting your cocktails to have, touch different parts of someone's palate. And I love bars that are just like, hey, we just got beer and liquor. That's great, but you obviously like a different kind of thing. Do you ever consider opening like a distillery or somewhere that's focused on what is kind of the bread and butter of your drinks?
Great question. As of right now, no. I'm not interested in opening a distillery. There's a ton of capital involved in that.
Okay. I know. I don't know anything about anything. So.
And I think that. Am I ever opposed to an opportunity? No.
Yeah. But it's not what you're looking.
That's not what I'm focused on.
Okay.
For me, I will not say that I'm a crazy talented bartender.
Yeah.
I will not say I'm a crazy talented.
Seem talented to me. I mean, compared to me, A+.
Thank you. I hire people and I hire talented people to execute what I'm looking for, but the one talent that I have is a really good palate. I've had many years in the industry, a lot of years in the industry, traveling around the country, the world, and really diving into wines, diving into beers, getting into these spirits that I carry. And for me, it's all about a balanced cocktail, a balanced beer, a balanced wine, because for a general consumer that doesn't know how, like you mentioned, you don't know how to speak cocktail. Most people don't. Most people don't know how to sit and taste a wine and talk about the oak integration and
I don't know shit about that. Yeah, and I wish I did, especially the wine.
Right.
But
realistically, what I said to you is it's all about it being good. It's all about the experience. You want to look at this drink. You want to see, wow, that looks cool, first of all, right? Yeah. And then you want to sip it and you want to be like, damn, I will have a few of those.
It's super refreshing too. Good. It makes me makes you want to get a pool or something, hang out, make these at home all the time.
There you go.
And it's not too much. It's not too crazy, because sometimes a cocktail, I'm like, I'd never make this at home. It's too many parts or it's too many this. This is really good, and it tastes like it's 90 different things, but it was relatively intuitive to make. Yeah,
that's right.
That's really cool. But I think that's better, because that's how you get you don't want to put too many ingredients in it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, unless they all balance with each other. I mean,
certainly.
There are some cocktails that are incredible, which we have on the menu, that have 6, 7
ingredients.
But those take a lot more time. Of course, they're a little bit more costly to the consumer. So for my menu here, and what we try to do is we try to be a cocktail bar without the ego.
Yeah.
So you're not going to come in and find cocktails that have 27 ingredients, and my bartenders, have a snobby type of appearance.
Yeah, because that happens at some mixology places that I've been to. I haven't been to that many, but it's certainly that kind of vibe. Like when they say, "What do you want?" and you're like, "Well, I'm not really there. This guy." Yeah, all right, whatever. And I've been that guy. Yeah.
It happens, yeah. But all of us have. They forget. A lot of mixologists, a lot of talented people, even chefs, the same thing. A lot of people forget that they started at one point, right?
Yeah,
and so,
I guess that's true. So
consumers coming to the bar, if one of my biggest pet peeves for my people, and I tell them this, is that you don't need to educate a customer, unless they want to be educated. So if somebody's coming to this bar and they think that You know, they think that whatever they drink is the best thing. Great, let's make it for them and let's make it the best and make sure that they have a great experience. So
I think it's an awesome way to be, because you kind of gotta. I think some places attain a certain reputation, especially, and then they're like, well, now we don't really have to give a shit about the customer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's so nice to. I mean, although you guys aren't, you know, a legacy bar that's been around forever, it's just nice to know that that's, you know, a core value is that, you know, let them have a good time. You know, whether or not this place is the most popular place in the world or not, I feel like you know, you want to come in and have a good time.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we're all about, the experience, and we will give each person a great cocktail, wonderful food, great beer and wine selections, and we try to make it a good vibe for you.
Yeah. Speaking of the new bars and the food aspect, is having food at your bar something that you're married to? Like, are you at in future endeavor, are you really passionate about including a kitchen in that?
100%.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
Why?
When you eat, you drink longer.
Yeah. Hey,
right?
I like that. And it's just nice to have that option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, there will never be a concept that I do that doesn't have some sort of food.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm really big about everybody. I keep saying I'm really big about this. I have a lot of things I'm big about. But I think that it's very important with my concepts that we don't sacrifice any avenue. So you've probably been into bars where maybe they do great cocktails, but they kind of put food on the back burner.
Yeah, or it's like just pretzels or something. Yeah.
And it's fried food that they take out of the freezer and they throw it in, right?
Yep.
Or you go to a restaurant and it's amazing food, but they don't really have a great selection of cocktails. And so I will say I am very much about like having a focus, and you have to. You can't do everything for everybody.
Yeah, no, totally.
But for me, that's why I do a small menu.
Yeah.
That's why we focus on key ingredients, and we are able then to deliver exceptional cocktails, great wine list, great beer, and great food.
You want to be focused, because I think, or else if you try to do like a Cheesecake Factory menu, then it's like you have a lot of stuff, but it's all kind of half-assed.
That's what I try to focus on, and some people don't like that. Some people come to a spot and they're like, well, why don't you have more? Well, the reason why I don't have more is because we're focused, and we want to make it simple and easy, and we want to be great at what we do. We don't want to be mediocre at 30,000 things.
Exactly.
We want to be great at what we do. So,
what's something that you're really excited about on the menu that's like your personal favorite thing?
Food or drink?
Well, let's do a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm really excited about this new cocktail menu is we're utilizing some tools that really make us stand apart. So I have a bitters elevated Manhattan that we use a coffee pour over for.
Oh yeah. I saw that actually back there. I was like, I think I've seen that in like cafes and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have. Yeah, they use it as a drip tower typically, but we use it to infuse one of our cocktails over premium dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And it just makes for a cool experience, a friggin' tasty drink.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And just a neat experience. So I'm excited about that. We also started incorporating a smoking tool. So we're smoking cocktails, smoking glasses, integrating that oak and stuff into cocktails.
Yeah.
So really excited about that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then on the food side, I'm going to tell you what my customers are excited about.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm excited about the whole menu.
Yeah.
I'm biased. But my customers are really excited about our craft popcorns.
Craft popcorn.
Yes.
I'm what they would call a popcorn fan.
Yeah, the popcorn is such a neat option because in the past when you would go to bars, it was like peanuts, like, remember like mixed nuts.
No, totally.
Right? Maybe you're too young, but I don't know.
I know I go to some bars still that have that.
Mixed nuts used to be the thing.
Out there.
Chips, have always become a thing. So I really wanted to integrate something that's good to like snack on, but also that we take it up a notch. So it's not just popcorn that's coming out. Like we're putting cool stuff on the popcorn. We're kind of utilizing our fresh pop to order options, and we're utilizing it like a chip.
Yeah. Oh, so, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm excited to. First of all, try that popcorn next time I'm here. But you want to get into another drink? I'm sorry to do it before you're
I'm gonna chug this.
Oh yeah, hey, I know, I kind of already did. It was so good. All right.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so now we're gonna do two beers. Well, what do we got going on? Two different beers, I guess.
Two totally different beers. So we have 12 rotating taps here. And I focus mostly on on all craft. Well, I guess I should say 100% I focus on
Yeah,
craft.
you aren't just having Bud Light
That's
chilling on tap all the
That's
time.
right. Yeah. Unfortunately for the Bud Light and Coors Light drinkers, this is not the place to come for that.
But there are, I mean, there's a lot of beers that can hit those notes.
Totally.
You know, that's like, I always feel bad. I'm like, branch out. They just want a
right.
Coors Light. I'm like, no, get like, you can get like a cream ale, or you can do all sorts of stuff.
So the neat thing is we have customers that come here that are like, hey, do you have Bud Light on tap? Do you have Coors Light? And of course we say, no, unfortunately, you know, we focus more on craft. But I have this beer that's a local beer, and it's from State 48 Brewery.
Okay, yeah, State 48.
And they do a golden ale. And when I tasted it the first time, because I hand select the beers and I rotate through, when I tasted it the first time, I thought, this is killer for that consumer.
Yeah.
Because it's light, it's refreshing, it's easy drinking, lower alcohol content, so it's perfect for them.
It's good to have that on the menu, you know, because some places they'll only, you know, you go and it's like half IPAs, which I like IPAs. I'm a big IPA drinker. But I do feel for people who then are like, well, I want to go there with everyone, but I don't know what to get.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. So here we have the first one that we're going to try is from 10 Barrel Brewery.
Okay.
They're out of Oregon. This is their 10 Barrel Cucumber Crush Sour.
Oh, when I looked at it, I did not anticipate cucumber sour, but I'm excited.
It's one of my favorites. It's very easy drinking, and I think you'll like it.
Hey, see, cucumber.
All right.
That's really good.
Isn't that
It has
nice?
kind
It's
of
refreshing.
it's really refreshing.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing, and then like the kind of aftertaste, it's a little bit like candy, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
I really like it.
Yeah,
but
it's good.
it's not like, and I say that, and that makes it sound like it's super sweet, but it just has this kind of like neat
It's a puckery
aftertaste.
type
Yeah,
of-
yeah. I like that actually a lot.
That's a sour for you, but it's nice. You can pound these on the patio.
Oh, for sure. I will.
have a nice patio to
Yeah, I
pound
know.
them on.
We haven't even talked about the patio. That's a big patio too.
Yeah, it's very.
Like, this space is big, but also the patio's pretty decent. That's
It's about
awesome.
600 square feet, so it's an awesome space.
That's super cool.
Do a lot of private parties out there.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of games. We have life-size Jenga.
And then what's this other one that we're drinking?
So this one I wanted to bring over to you because I want to make sure that that I promote as much as possible local breweries too.
Yeah.
Because we're all about local
Totally.
as much as we can.
Totally.
I don't do all local beers on tap because there's just too many good craft brewers across the United States and
You have roots in other places too. So like you're saying, it's nice to show off something from 10 Barrel because you know you like that place.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think a lot of people like different, wide variety. But the one that we're going to try is from Santan.
Okay.
Santan Brewery.
Yeah,
People
Santan.
know it. Great brewery locally. This is their special pilot series, though. So I try to find unique beers too, and things that you're not going to get in stores, and things that you're not going to be able to run to your Circle K and grab. This is their pilot series. Their Bison Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout.
Bison Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout.
That's right. Say
That's a
that
mouthful.
10 times.
I know way.
The reason why they called it that is they're taking Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels and
Oh,
they're
okay.
aging their stout in it.
Yeah.
It's a big boy. It's a big alcohol
Oh yeah.
content beer.
Oh well, that's right up my alley. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
That's really good. It's a heavy beer, but I mean that's a stout, right?
Right.
And but
Delicious.
yeah, it's super good. And I'm like, I like the little bit that of bourbon kind of aftertaste I get because it's not like it's right in front of you, which is good. That's not what I would have wanted. I would have done the gross shot face if it would have just tasted like bourbon. Like,
Yeah, you just get it on the back end, like a nice caramel, woody type of flavor on the back.
When you say it, I feel like I'm getting it. When I'm thinking of it, I'm like, I don't know, it tastes pretty good.
We'll just go drinking together, and I'll pass you notes.
That'd be
And then
great.
you-
That'd be great. Because I need some talking points. People are going to start thinking that they're like, this fucking guy doesn't know anything. And he's going to these bars and like, fuck.
What's the fun in it?
Yeah,
though, right?
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Something I saw when I walked in that I have to talk about. So, what is this? The Bitter Enthusiast? Is it a club? I mean,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Bitter Enthusiast Club. So it's a personal locker space program for our devoted consumers.
For your regulars, maybe.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that?
So I mentioned earlier that I have had the pleasure of kind of traveling around the country and the world. There are some amazing bars that did this before me, so I won't take the credit for it.
Well, hey, it's the first time I've seen it. Yeah.
But there's some spots in Chicago and New York and San Francisco, some of those like really devoted like cocktail enthusiast spots.
Yeah.
They are doing it, and I've for many years we've seen like locker storage for wine consumers. Of course, consumers all over the valley, even in Arizona, have lockers where they put their special wine bottles.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's really nothing for the whiskey enthusiast, the gin enthusiast, the vodka enthusiast, right?
Yeah.
And so this gives a membership program where our customers are able to keep their own private bottle. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I have to necessarily sell on my shelves.
Oh, really?
They do buy it from bidders.
Yeah.
But I go and I find whatever they're looking for from a local vendor, and they get to enjoy it every time that they come. So they come to their local bar.
Yeah.
They have their personalized space that they can decorate. They have a nameplate on the locker. They have a name, hanging, I guess, a chain for the bottle.
Yeah.
And it's just an opportunity for them to come and kind of have a neat experience.
That's just cool, yeah. Because it's something that, the only place that I kind of saw something similar-ish was at that sushi restaurant when I was a dishwasher. Mm-hmm. People would buy like a big bottle of sake and have their name on it. But that's so cool, because I know that even then it was like a whole thing. It was fun for them to come in and kind of do that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's neat because it gives you an opportunity for, I'm a whiskey enthusiast,
Mm-hmm.
truthfully. I love beers, I love wine. I'm an enthusiast about anything good.
Yeah.
Even food.
Yeah.
But whiskey is really, like, I'm a whiskey girl. I love neat, handcrafted, small batch whiskeys.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was an opportunity to kind of take that passion and give it to someone else. Like, come to Bitters, have your own bottle, and come and bring your friends and be like, hey, I have an awesome bottle sitting in my locker. Let's share it. Let's put it on ice.
Yeah.
So that's the opportunity. The cool thing about the club is I try to make it a club. So we do members only events.
Mm-hmm.
We give them free invites to our like whiskey flight nights.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Where normal consumers would pay, they don't.
Yeah.
We give them 10% off of food all the time.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once they buy the bottle, it's theirs. They don't spend the 4-time markup that an average consumer would pay for a bottle in a bar.
Yeah.
They save about 50% on a bottle.
Oh, wow.
And they can come and enjoy whatever they'd like here. So,
that's so cool. Well, maybe I'll have to be a member, because that sounds like right up my alley.
Right?
So
Yes.
you have this venture, you're looking for more ventures. This is, going to take up, it must take up, I saw you try to get the fly out of the corner. This must take up like so much of your time. What do you do in your free time?
Okay, that's hard to say right now, because for the last few months I have been just crazy hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah. Hey, Rick Ross will be proud.
We can sing the song.
Yeah. We'll dub it over.
I'm a businesswoman at heart, so like when I find things that need my attention, I go for it. So I've been dabbling in distressed housing, renovations.
Okay.
I've been dabbling.
What, you get down and dirty and like you're ripping up floorboards and stuff?
This bar that we're sitting on.
Yeah.
You ready for this? I didn't do the top because I'm not that cool. But
what?
I did build the face.
No way.
Yeah, the face of
Well,
the
you're
bar.
gonna have to come over and give us some advice, because we need some work on our house.
Okay.
And then
I cost a lot though.
yeah, well, we'll have to work it out. We'll give you some beer or something.
Yeah, so I dabble in that. That's actually pretty fun for me to pursue little small projects and small ventures. Otherwise, though, away from business, I'm a drummer.
Oh, really? No shit. Do you have a band that you play with a lot, or you
Not
just
now.
kind of okay?
So I did in Washington, and back in the day when I went to school in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
When I went.
All right.
So yeah, on my downtime.
Yeah.
Away from business, I'm a drummer. And I've been dumbing.
You've been dumbing for how long? Yeah, it's too many of these. Maybe not enough. Yeah.
I've been drumming since I was 10 years old, actually. So that's my hobby.
That's so cool. I don't know if I've done anything from 10 years old like that I've continued to do.
My mom really beat into me dedication, because I think I think she's a hardworking woman that's been dedicated to a career for many, many years, finally retiring. But she beat that into me. And so I played drums since 10 years old, and it's just such a cool passion of mine.
Yeah.
I've been in multiple bands over the years. Right now with business and stuff, I don't have a band, but I do play, and I love to play. I do that, and I love to travel.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, what kind of music did you like to play? I know a lot of times one will cross over in different things. If you had to pick one kind of style of music to be the drummer for a band, what would you like?
Jazz.
Jazz?
Big
Oh,
time.
really?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm a huge Buddy Rich fan, of course, because Buddy Rich is killer at drums. So I love to play that. I love to get into jazz, but I can play anything, and I love to play anything. I like to do Latin, funk, hip hop, all that good stuff.
That's so cool. Yeah. Well, hey, I can tell you right now, you guys have been more than awesome letting us come in here right before you guys are opening. Everyone's in here, they're working, mixing it up. Yeah. And so thank you so much just for taking the time, showing me some awesome cocktails, letting me practice my mixology. And yeah, I really appreciate the chance to come in and talk to y'all. This is an awesome bar. My name will be on one of those lockers soon.
Okay.
And cheers. Thank you again.
Awesome. Cheers. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right.